Hi, welcome back to ElectraStim video. It's been a little while since I've done one of these actually in the studio, but now that we're all back in the office, these will become more of a regular thing. So welcome back, thank you for joining me, and today I'm going to show you our brand new stimulator that we've been working on for about 2 years now, and that is KIX. So we're launching KIX to coincide with our 20th anniversary. We're really proud of where the company's come from, the different things that we've been able to bring into the range, and KIX is just the latest addition. So with KIX, we're trying to introduce electrosex to the beginner end of the market, people who are a little bit interested in the concept, they haven't perhaps tried it, maybe they've been scared, maybe the price point has put them off. Some of the language that is used around eStim, particularly if you're a beginner, can be quite off-putting, and to be perfectly honest, it's not accurate. So words like jolt, zap, shock, for example, those are all words that are very commonly used within the eStim category, but words that we have not used for a long time. And we've really made a conscious effort to get away from that, purely because the type of stimulation that eStim units like ours can actually provide is much more versatile, it's much more controllable. Experienced electro users know that if you have a high-powered unit, you can achieve sensations that are much more hardcore, that are much more intense, that perhaps are more akin to a shock. But in terms of the way that we want to position ourselves and the way that we want to talk about electrosex, we want to talk about a spectrum of intensity. And that's exactly what we're doing with KIX. With KIX, because it is a beginner unit and we're intending this for people who have never tried electrosex before, we've taken away the numerical intensity levels. So I can tell you right now that KIX has got 80 intensity levels, but what does that actually mean if you've never tried electrosex before? So instead of numerical intensity levels, what we've actually got within KIX is a tri-colour LED, and this phases through a colour spectrum. So your cooler colours, like your blues and your greens, that is where your lower intensities are. So your warmer colours, like your reds and your purples, this is where the higher intensities of KIX lie. So by removing these numerical intensity levels and relying on a colour spectrum to demonstrate what's happening, it actually encourages you to experience the sensation and experiment by feel rather than by level. So you may find that your perfect level is around a green, so that's quite low on the spectrum. However, the next day, the beauty of eStim is that you can experience it differently from one day to the next. You may want to try an orange. And with the colour spectrum, because there aren't specific levels that you can select, we're encouraging you to decide, based on the sensation that you're feeling right now, what level that you would like to be at. So I'm just going to run through everything that KIX does, and I'm going to show you what is in the box. So KIX comes in a smaller carton than any of our other stimulators, and that is reflective of just how teeny the unit is. So let's get inside and let me show you the unit itself. So once you're inside the outer carton, you have this inner carton, which can be used for storage. And that is KIX. So as you can see, KIX is incredibly small. It's really light, really thin, really, really discreet. So underneath the tray for KIX, you have multi-language instructions, your warranty card, microfiber storage bag, and then all of your cables, as well as 2 conductive pads. So let me show you a little bit more about the unit itself. So there you go, that really demonstrates just how small KIX is. So I'm going to just pop this on. This first mode is our frequency sweep and keep mode. So basically what happens with this is that the KIX sweeps through a frequency spectrum. And what this does is it changes the qualities and the character of the stimulation. So when you're at a low frequency, the stimulation will feel quite rumbly, it will feel quite penetrating and deep, and then the higher that you go up the frequency spectrum, the sharper it is. Being able to control this just adds a whole new dimension to play. So hopefully you can see there. The different flashes of the lights show whether this is a low or a high frequency. So we're at a low frequency right now. It's getting faster and it's at its fastest. And this is an automatic mode, so this will sweep through and you can control your intensity at the same time. You'll notice there, intensity up and intensity down, both of these are touchpad controls. We felt that this was much more intuitive for trying to hold this down and feel the spectrum in the seamless way that we intended. So during this frequency sweep, once you've got to the frequency that you like the most, so I'm going to wait, I like that one, press the mode button, and I'm now in continuous mode, and that means that I have locked the frequency that I just chose. And now I can play with my intensity. Now if I hold my finger on here for the whole time, from start to finish, KIX will take about 40 seconds to get from its lowest to its highest intensity. So there you can see that that is going through greens now, which is about midway, heading into yellows. And eventually at the top end of the spectrum is your purples. And then once you hit the very top, this will flash white to let you know that's it, there is no more. To decrease, you use the down button and it comes down a lot faster. It may seem like that took quite a long time, but during play, in reality, you're not going to be just holding the button. You're going to be experimenting with the different types of sensation, you're going to be experimenting with the different types of patterns that we have available. So don't forget that I've also locked my frequency, so I can stay in this continuous mode if I want, but if I press this again, I head over to a wave pattern. Okay, so that is a nice, smooth wave at the frequency that I chose earlier, and then at whatever intensity level I like. Another press again takes you to the pulse mode. Again, my frequency is locked from before, and I can choose the intensity that I like. Then the final pre-programmed pattern after the pulse mode is the ramp and clench mode. So this effectively escalates and then clenches. So you see where it pulses there, and then we're starting the escalation again. It's important to always set your intensity to the top level of where you like it, so just there for example. So then when you get the clenching and when you get to the very top of the escalation, that's the maximum level that you're comfortable with. And we added this because it's just a really interesting way to experience the different types of electrosex. So then when you're finished with the ramp and clench mode, press the mode button again, it goes red, green, blue, and then we're back at the sweep and keep frequency select mode. As it's such a small and simple unit, we've decided to keep KIX as a single output. This means you can use it with one bipolar toy or two unipolar toys. So thank you very much for joining me. This was KIX. It's our brand new offering to our stimulator category, specially designed for beginners, really small, nice and simple operation, and also a different take on the way that intensity level is communicated. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can contact us on Twitter at ElectraStim, or if you'd like to send us an email, it's info@electrastim.com. We do have an accessory that's coming out very shortly to go with KIX, so please stay tuned for another video about that. If you follow us on Twitter, we'll also be keeping you up to date with different reviews, different information about KIX, different types of scenarios that you can try, as well as the new accessory that we are set to launch later in August. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.